And when I was in the House, I worked very hard in a bipartisan way to get a reformulation of the COLA for Social Security, because seniors are not buying laptop computers or flat-screen TVs. What are they buying? They're buying prescription drugs, prices going up, buying health care, prices going up. The COLA today, in my view, underestimates the purchasing needs of seniors. But there are some people who disagree with me. And what they want to do is develop a so-called chained CPI. What a chained CPI will do is, if you are 65 today, in 10 years when you are 75, you will get $500 less a year. And when you are 85, you will get $1,000 a year less. So here you have senior citizens, total can't work, often very, very ill, and there are people here who are prepared to balance the budget on the backs of those people. That is immoral, that is wrong, and I need your help to fight back. But that's not all. Because part of this plan is to make even deeper cuts in Social Security. Now, the truth of the matter is, with regard to Social Security, I want everybody here to understand that Social Security has not contributed one nickel to our deficit or our national debt. Social Security is paid by the payroll tax, not the U.S. Treasury. Social Security has a $2.6 trillion surplus, can pay out every benefit owed for the next 25 years. The attacks on Social Security are taking place because Social Security has worked. It is a government program that has done exactly what it is supposed to do. And for that reason, those people who do not believe in government want to destroy it. As part of the so-called Gang of Six proposal, what you should also know is not only is the chain CPI in there, there is another part which says that Social Security must be solvent for 75 years, and that will be reviewed every 10 years. So if 10 years from now Social Security is only good for 30 or 40 years, there will be more cuts coming. This is the worst attack on Social Security in the modern history of this country. In addition to the attack on Social Security, massive cuts in Medicare, massive cuts in Medicaid, and cuts in virtually every other program that impacts seniors and every other low and moderate income person in this country. Nutrition programs certainly will be part of those cuts. But don't worry, the people on top will see their tax rates go down. Military budget will be barely touched at all. So I bring you that news, which is certainly not cheerful news, but it is news that you need to know. We can win this fight. We can move toward a balanced budget in a way that is fair. I am a member of the Budget Committee, and I worked on the budget that came out of the majority. And what we were able to do is cut our budget, cut the deficit by $4 trillion in a 10-year period, but by doing it in a fair way. We did away with significant numbers of loopholes that large corporations now take advantage of. We did it by asking the wealthiest people in this country, who are today doing very, very well, to start paying their fair share of taxes. We did it by understanding that military spending has tripled since 1997, and maybe we can make some cuts there. We did that in a way that spares the elderly and the children and the most vulnerable people in this country. It can be done. But what we are fighting now is not just deficit reduction. We're fighting an ideological battle from some people who basically do not believe that government should be there for the elderly or for the most vulnerable people. If you're 85 and you're sick, go to your kids, get some help. Because the government in this country is not there to support you. I happen not to believe in that philosophy. and I think most of you don't. But the people who do have a lot of money behind them, they have a lot of media behind them, and we have got to organize at the grassroots level. So let me just conclude, by thanking, I see Ken Gordon out there from the state of Vermont. Ken, thank you for what you're doing, and I want to thank all of you for what you're doing. I know how hard the work is. I know it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. I know you fight with budgets every single day, but the work you are doing is extraordinarily important. It's what this country is supposed to be about. You're giving dignity, you're giving support to people who are vulnerable and who need that support, and that is what this country is supposed to be about. I look forward to working with you as chairman of the reauthorizing committee to make sure that we have the strongest and best piece of legislation that we can. The Older Americans Act is enormously important, and we're going to do our best to make sure that it reflects our values and the values of the vast majority of the American people. But I can't do it alone. We're going to need your help at the grassroots level to have the American people stand up and fight for what we know is right. Thank you very much.